Hi there, it's Vinny. This past summer, I was blessed and fortunate enough to have officiated some lifelong friends' son's wedding, he and his bride. And I wanted to just share with you my notes from that ceremony as well as a video clip. And the reason for wanting to do so is if you know of anybody that's looking to have for someone to officiate their wedding to celebrate in their special day, please keep me in mind. I am a minister and have done several weddings, and I realize that San Luis Obispo County is becoming or has become one of the top destination spots for weddings in the country. And I've traveled out of the area to do weddings as well. But here we go. So Cory and Jaimee's wedding. Who gives this woman to this man in marriage? A sincere and loving thank you to everyone, as it was very important for Cory and Jaimee to have their family and friends here to share in this special day as they join in holy matrimony. The act of uniting two people in marriage is one of the oldest and dearest ceremonies known to man. Will you pray with me? Please be seated. Hello, my name is Vince Moore, and I'm a friend of Cory and Jaimee's. At one time or another in mine and my kids' lives, we have all been best buddies with Cory. Cory and my son Taylor have been friends since they were babies. When Tay went away to school, Cory and my daughter Jen became very close. Then Jen and Cory both moved away from SLO as well. But what was so cool over the course of all the years of them growing up, if Tay and Jen weren't around or available to play, Cory would always want to know if I could hang out. And we often did. I'm honored and thrilled to be officiating Cory and Jaimee's wedding today. Just a side note, Cory was one of the oldest ring bearers ever in mine and my wife Rhonda's wedding. Today is an amazing day, but it is much bigger than this day. This day is a wedding, and a lot of people have put a tremendous amount of work and planning in for this one day, and they have done a beautiful job. Beautiful weddings are great. Strong marriages are better. I'd like to read a couple special verses from Colossians chapter 2, verses 2 and 3. What awesome verses in how they pertain to marriage. United in love and growing in understanding of one another. Before we get to the elements of this day, I want to pull back the curtain to give you some perspective on how they got here. Here's the bride's version of how they met. Here's the groom's version of how they met. Their first date according to the bride. Their first date according to the groom. I asked each of them to answer the question, why do you love this person? Jaimee, here's what Cory said about you. Cory, here's what Jaimee said about you. I've heard marriage best described as two imperfect people entering into a committed relationship, diligently pursuing the intimacy under the loving rule of our Creator. As perfect as each of you look today, you will disappoint each other. Neither of you can be perfect for each other all the time. Because as the pastor of our church states, dating brings out the best and marriage brings out the rest. For those of you that are married, can I get an amen? God gave us all the power to think, to love, to create, to imagine, to plan. But the greatest power he's given us, ladies and gentlemen, is the power to choose. We can choose to act, to procrastinate, believe or doubt, pray or curse, help or heal. But we also choose whether we're going to succeed or whether we're going to fail. Cory and Jaimee make the choice, the commitment, to succeed in your marriage, to love one another for the rest of your lives, to give your best to one another and be patient with each other's shortcomings. Always remember, love is a verb, not a feeling. It takes action. Make the choice to find one another's love language and exploit the other's love language each and every day. I would like to have Jaimee's Aunt Aileen speak into your lives. I would like her to share a poem with you, a poem to help you realize the goal of a good marriage, a successful marriage. The Art of a Good Marriage by Wilfred A. Peterson. Happiness in his marriage is not something that just happens. One last thing, and this is to Cory.
Cory, Gary Smiley has counseled literally thousands of couples. You know what? I'm going to scratch that. We're getting off the script here. So I'm going to call an audible, and any of you that used to see this man on the football field and going after the football, I guarantee you he's comfortable with an audible. Raising his beautiful daughter Quinley, he's comfortable with that, going with the flow. And then Jaimee and her four beautiful kids, Maya and Dom and Avery and my man Vinny. I know she can go with the flow. So can I see hands of those of you out there that have been married for 20 years or more? Oh shit. I knew with this clan it was going to be a lot. I didn't have any idea it was going to be that much. How about 30 years or more? Okay, so if you're comfortable doing so, would you mind just standing up and we'll kind of go from the back and have either the husband or the wife just on the heels of Annalene's poem, just kind of piggyback on that with one or two sentences.
Now will the two of you face each other and repeat after me. Cory, you're first for one of the last times.
I, Cory, take you, Jaimee, to be my wedded wife.
I, Cory, take you, Jaimee, to be my wedded wife.
I promise before God and these witnesses
I promise before God and these witnesses
to be your loving and faithful husband
to be your loving and faithful husband
in good times and in bad,
in good times and in bad,
in joy and in sorrow,
in joy and in sorrow,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
They didn't want to practice this yesterday. Notice how well they all came in, but up here it's been real. No, great. All right, here we go. Jaimee, repeat after me. I, Jaimee, take you, Cory, to be my wedded husband.
I, Jaimee, take you, Cory, to be my wedded husband.
I promise before God and these witnesses
I promise before God and these witnesses
to be your loving and faithful wife,
to be your loving and faithful wife,
in good times and in bad,
in good times and in bad,
in joy and in sorrow,
in joy and in sorrow,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
I do. All right. Now Cory and Jaimee are going to share in the exchange of rings. The ring is a symbol of your marriage, symbolic of the fact that this day you have pledged yourselves in marriage. The ring is so much more than jewelry. It is a visible statement of a sacred covenant to one another and to the world. I have made a choice. I'm not alone. I belong to another. Cory, take the ring from Nate and place it upon Jaimee's ring finger, and as you do, repeat after me to Jaimee these words. I'm telling you. This we did practice. All right, here we go. Jaimee, I give you this ring as a symbol of my vow,
As a symbol of my vow,
with all that I am
with all that I am
and all that I have,
and all that I have,
as a symbol to the world of my great love for you.
as a symbol
To the world.
to the world of my great love for you.
There you go. All righty. Jaimee, will you take the ring from Shelley and place it upon Cory's ring finger? And as you do, repeat after me to Cory these words. Cory, I give you this ring
Cory, I give you this ring
as a symbol of my vow,
as a symbol of my vow,
with all that I am
with all that I am
and all that I have,
and all that I have,
as a symbol to the world of my great love for you.
as a symbol to the world for my great love for you.
As the ring is a perfect circle without end, it is the hopes and prayers of all that your marriage will be as perfect and without end. Let us pray.
Amen.
Cory and Jaimee, by the authority invested in me as Deputy Commissioner of Civil Marriages by the State of California and the Church of Jesus Christ, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Cory.
What God has joined together, let no man separate. It is my distinct privilege to present to you for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. Cory Roush. So there you have it. If you know of anybody, again, that's looking for someone to officiate their wedding, please keep me in mind. And God bless you, and God bless our country. Bye-bye.